Your name is Edgar Heap of Birds?
Right.
You know, this isn't your work, this is another artist's work.
It's Eric's work, yeah.
Yeah, Eric-Paul. I just am curious how you approach looking at visual art.
Well, this work is more like regalia, you know, I mean, it has a lot of nomenclature and a lot of identity, kind of revelations of tribal Navajo, you know, and there's the weaving and the wool, like the charro sheep is a major kind of traditional place to get the wool, whatnot,
Okay.
you know, and my wife's Navajo, see, so I have kind of an intimate knowledge of some of this because of being out on the reservation.
So you're already intimate with, when you take a look at this work, it's already something you can
Yeah, I've been around the sheep and I've been on the reservation a lot, and so I'm Cheyenne, you know,
Okay.
Cheyenne Arapaho, but I've been, you know, with the Navajo folks for over 10 years and whatnot.
Married to one, yes,
Yeah,
you said.
yeah, oh yeah. Actually, I bought sheep for our wedding, and I had to organize a gift for the mother. So anyway, when I see the work, I come to it from, I guess, another vantage point of just being with the culture and having, I'm not an authority about it, but I feel it. I feel it resonates. Also in a medicine way for this work. And I've talked to the artist too, you know, we've spoken, you know.
Right. So you have an immediate feeling that there's something, like you said, medicinal?
Yeah. There's sort of a ceremonial application. And what that is, that's important for me, really important, is that it speaks to the artist having knowledge. So it's not just a subject matter, which like many artists across the world, and native artists included, take like ceremony and religion and all these kind of protocols as subject matter.
Okay.
And they're not really supposed to be subject matter. I mean, you really need to know more about how to use it, the effect of it, be a practitioner of it. And that's my big challenge for artists is, well, you can make art about that, but why don't you go learn how to do it? Why don't you go learn how to go be a medicine person, being a healer, being a place where the knowledge is stored in you, and as an elder, which that's my life. I'm a leader and a medicine person and a priest, and so over the last 30 years I've learned, but I don't learn it to make art about it. See,
Right,
that's the mistake. You know?
And so then you think there's authenticity. You're finding, you know, the discussion about this show is that it's, you know, one of the ideas is authenticity, and then even if you're a displaced person, you might, you know, even though stuff happened to your group, how do you keep saying what needs to be said by your folks?
Yeah, I can tell that he's learned some things. I can tell from meeting the young man and seeing his work. He knows more than just the topic as an art object.
Okay, so and when we look at it, how are you seeing that?
Some of the details, you know, some of the hooves and the overall spirit of the form, you know, like the animal itself, like more of an animal spirit than a painting or just object of art. Is like more of a spirit feeling from it, which is a little scary too. So that's the real cusp of the issue, is you can be, and I do that with my public art. So I can come to a spiritual place, but you don't want to reveal too much, to be sacrilegious. You have to restrain yourself as an artist to not reveal too much about the culture, if you know, but you got to reveal enough so that it sticks, so that
I feel something from it.
Yeah.
Anybody feels something.
And other native people feel, which I think he's done. I haven't seen him perform yet, but I sense he's going to do that because he's a weaver. He weaves. So again, he's not just making something about how it looks. He makes weavings, you know.
Right, and
the looms.
And this enclosure space is definitely talking
looms.
About looms. They're talking about the act of what he's doing. So which is nice for me as a viewer.
Yeah.
To give me a clue as to what he's doing.
Yeah. And all that is important because of, say, the origin of the weaving is from the bottom, and you weave outside. You should weave outdoors, so it grows like a tree. Oh. You don't weave flat. You weave you sit on the ground, and it grows up, like you did as a child, So all those metaphors are very powerful. So I can tell that that's what he's working with. You know.
Sometimes I see these, I just had this feeling of watching, a powwow dance the other day, that these were made to put somebody in a different kind of body, a different form that would maybe have power that we, just as simple humans, we don't have. I mean, am I getting?
Well, yeah, it can transcend. Yeah, it should transcend. I mean, all art should transcend the normal status.
Okay.
What you reveal of your own passion, love, and
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I feel that's good. Thanks. I'm getting it.
Yeah. All art. If it's not very good art.
Do you approach art that's just what's out there, contemporary work? Do you approach it differently than stuff that has a traditional?
No. It's all about the same time. I'm looking for the soul, looking for the wit and the invention and all those things from the artist.
I want to take a look at this work here
Yeah,
that he
sure.
did, these documents of his performance. He said that it was his story of his performance.
Yeah.
And I know your work is really verbal. It's just straight on.
Yeah, the text. Yeah.
Screaming words at it. It's awesome. How do you see the storytelling that isn't quite as simple and clear and verbal?
Well, this is a kind of a static snapshot of a living activity, So that's, and I haven't seen him perform yet, So I don't know what he does, but it's like a evidence of a performance,
Yeah.
But I still like it because it's got these different vantage points of time, So it's kind of a time based for this from different points of view. So it's the same practitioner, but he's moving throughout the composition, So
he is kind of telling that story, words we do.
Yeah.
In your work, we get the color and the craft of writing those words, but we still have to take it in word by word because that's how we read.
Right.
And so, in a lot of ways, you just said that by these multiple images, he's kind of doing that same thing.
Well, in a sense, it's interesting because in a sense it's performative as you read it.
Yeah.
Because you have to travel through each print, and there's two sets of the same body of words, and so you're living through that. Actually, I put a bench in there today.
I like that bench.
Yeah, so you can sit and then you can kind of engage in the performative aspect of traveling through the text, like a movie, like a film.
Yeah.
And that's how I work. Your tongue moves when you read. Your mind is talking.
Yes.
Yeah. So all that's very.
It's temporal. Yeah. It happens over time. Right. Definitely. You can never read without having it happen over time.
Yeah, and it takes time to go through it. Yeah.
So do you think what do you think about this? Like the place of this work in this whole exhibition? There's that extra layer of curation that's happened here.
Sure. Well, first thing I really enjoy, he's a young artist, and he's really rooted in a very community-based environment. He's from Gallup, New Mexico, and they have a alternative space there that they run together. Young artists do storefront place, So they're really much kind of self-propelled, native, youthful artists, and that's hard to come by. That's hard. And often they're not promoted. See, so the curators are really smart, and like Candace Hopkins, really smart woman, goes there and finds this work and elevates it, curates it, and brings him to come here to share.
Looking at work like this, here I came today knowing there's going to be more than 20 artists, and I'm going to have to take this in. How do you do that? How do you see a show like
Well,
this?
you have to take your time. You kind of take it in doses. You can't do it all at one time. And then I want to come back. I want to come back in a month. And I live in Oklahoma, but I want to come back and look at it again, look at my work again. So it's really a time experience of soaking things in and responding to it. So it's not like a music video thing that's flash in the pan thing. You want to come back and see new things with it, and you'll be different too. So I think it's good to have, my favorite thing to do often is I go to New York City, and I go to the gallery where the Jackson Pollocks are, and there's like 5 in one space, and I just sit and watch these Pollocks, and they're always a little different, you know. And as soon as I get to town, I get a hotel very near that Museum of Modern Art, walk over there, show him my past, I walk on the door, go to the Pollock, sit down, and watch his drawing, watch his painting. And I'm learning about my own painting practice too, my own printmaking. So this is for years. I mean, I'll do that and still enjoy doing that.
Yeah, and you don't get tired of that work.
No. If you could be an artist, Clifford Still is one of the best, sort of the end game when he held his work back, then he make him a museum for him, and after he passed.
Yeah.
And now that's the best thing you can have as an artist.
Oh, it's so great.
I wish we all had that. I wish we all had that.
Yeah, because until you see all the work together,
Yeah.
you don't get the life story.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks a lot for
Okay,
talking
good,
about
good,
this.
good.